Okay, so here we are with Nova, about to start our leash walking session. And what I normally do with the puppies when I first get them out before beginning here is just check in with them a little bit with some manding, like she's showing there, just sitting and giving attention and rewarding her for that with a little click and a treat, just so I can kind of check and see where her mind's at, and also kind of get her engaged that, she knows that there's opportunity here to work for some things. And so she checked in pretty well there. So then I pretty much just take off and we get going on our little walk here. So you'll see here, she's actually doing pretty good. She's a little distracted. So there she was walking out in front of me, which is fine. She wasn't really pulling or anything, but you'll see she kind of running around. She's kind of itching at the collar. She's kind of sporadic here. She's in front of me. She runs into my legs a few times. There's really nothing I'm going to do about that. So that's just her being very fresh. She's fresh out of the pen right now. And so you can kind of see, as she is. This is us just getting going. So essentially with the leash walking, I am reinforcing behaviors that I like and ignoring behaviors that I don't like. So there's not any corrections. There's not any specific commands. It's just simply when I see something I like, I will click and reward her for that. And if there's something that I don't like, I pretty much just kind of ignore it and try and keep going, or try and reposition myself that will set the dog up to offer me a behavior that I do like. So trying to create the right scenario and also just kind of waiting it out till you get those opportunities is what we're doing here. So there I clicked and treated while she was in motion. So I have a bunch of different opportunities, things that I'm looking for to reward her for. So I can reward while she's in motion like that. So she didn't have a whole lot of eye contact with me, but she's on a loose lead, trotting right next to me nicely, not jumping around. She's not darting in front of me. So I'm going to click and treat while she's giving me that motion, or that behavior in motion. And I'm pretty quick. So in the beginning here, you notice she was pretty distracted and kind of bouncing all over the place. So I'm going to kind of ease into this and remind her, if you trot nicely beside me, you will get rewarded for that. Or if I stop moving and you sit and give me eye contact, you will get rewarded for that. And so the first few times when she starts to kind of engage and remember that these behaviors get her paid, I might not walk the whole length of the drive here. I might just do a few steps and reward her for that first, and then gradually build that distance that I expect, or not really expect, but that I can kind of test to see, how long will she hold that for me. So like that's very nice. See how she's on that loose leash there, giving me eye contact, trotting right next to me, click and treat while she's in motion. Good girl. And then we just continue on. And you notice too, I try and keep my hands behind my back. I don't want my hands to be too much of a distraction for her. Again, I'm not luring her to do any of this. Simply just rewarding, where she's at. Look how nice that is. That's awesome. Good puppy. So there we kind of put all the pieces together. So there I didn't click while she was in motion, even though it was very beautiful. I decided to keep going and then add in stopping at the end. So she walked very nicely like she is now, and then I chose to stop moving. And if I stop moving, she knows that if she sits and gives me eye contact, she'll get rewarded for that. So that was kind of putting all the pieces together there. And so you kind of go back and forth with, you know, rewarding when she's in motion, rewarding when you just choose to stop. Good girl. And sometimes they go back and forth too. You might get some really nice things, and then maybe they get a little distracted, or you know, maybe they're full, maybe they're not as motivated by the food, and they kind of bounce all over the place. So I'm always kind of trying to gauge the puppy and determine, you know, where her engagement is with me. And I thought that was very good. That was probably one of the best sessions she's had, so I chose to end it there, kind of while we were ahead of the game. So before she loses focus, I'm gonna quit her while she's doing quite well. So this is just a short example. I wanted to show you just some basic what my expectations are of puppies when they're in their playpen. So essentially, anytime I am interacting with the puppy in the playpen, I do expect them to sit pretty much for everything. So it's really simple. Again, there's no command. I'm not telling her to sit. I'm not telling her to stay. I'm not giving her any commands at all. It's simply she would like attention and she would like a food reward, and the only way she gets either of those things is if she's sitting. If she chooses to jump up, I simply just stop what I'm doing and wait for her to sit. So there I was just testing, can I open the gate latch and have her stay sitting? So this is the same if you were to work on opening and closing the doors of your house. There's an approach to the gate. Well, here I'm demonstrating, can I just pet you? And she kind of jumped up a little bit, so I retreated, and then I'll come back down with both hands to pet. And there, see how she stayed down that time? That was very nice. So I might give her a little food reward for that. But breaking everything down into steps. So approaching the pen can be very exciting for the puppy. They want to jump. So maybe all you do is approach the pen, wait for them to sit, and then give them a reward, whether that's attention or food or a toy, whatever it is. Here is a food bowl with some treats in it. I just expect her to stay sitting. I don't want her to lunge at the bowl. And so I take my time. So she's actually a little more interested in me than the bowl. There, that was pretty good. So I just expect them to not lunge, you know, and jump onto my arm when I'm placing something on the ground. So that's just a little demonstration there. But back to breaking it down into steps. Approach is number one. Number two, like if you were opening the gate, would be, can you just place your hand on the handle, and does she stay sitting? And then number three, can you kind of move your hand? Can you rattle the handle? And will she stay sitting? Is she desensitized to that? And then number three is, can you open the door?